took too long. You could have been killed.
It's okay.
Finally, Halo Infinite is here, continuing the story of Master Chief, perhaps one of the most iconic characters in video game history. And oh boy, what a journey it was, from delaying the game due to the critique of its graphics for not being next gen to the subpar battle pass in the multiplayer. But putting all of that aside, it's time we find out if the campaign mode is worth the wait, or should you just stick to the multiplayer mode since it's free and you have nothing to lose. First off, the game is a continuation and not a reboot. So, no, you can't jump into this game expecting to understand everything that has happened in the history of Halo. The Master Chief Collection is a good start and I highly recommend you play it because you will be able to at least catch up to the 4th game. The 5th game is only on Xbox, so you might need to watch a recap video on YouTube if you do not own the console. Halo Infinite, unlike the previous games, is an open world shooter taking place on the Halo Zeta ring. The landscape is a mix of lush greenery with mountains and sci-fi structures. The world is not as big as games like the Red Dead Redemption or The Witcher, but it has verticality. Similar to other open world games, there are side quests and events that you can do, like hunting down a high value target, to smaller missions like helping out a squad of soldiers who are pinned down by the enemy. All of which contribute to your Valor points, which will unlock more weapons and vehicles from the forward operating base, which has to be liberated and also acts as a fast travel point. Main story missions are isolated from the open world and usually takes place in a building or a structure. Personally, I like this because it's a nice change from having everything out in the open world. You get around via walking or vehicles. The world is worth exploring because there are many collectibles scattered around like audio logs and Spartan cores to upgrade Master Chief's arsenal. What you will be upgrading is not the weapons but the equipment to aid you in battles, such as the deployable barrier, threat detector, the dash ability, and the fantastically implemented grappling hook. I cannot emphasize how well the grappling hook is in this game. You can use it to get out of a disadvantageous situation, pull yourself to an enemy, pick up items from afar, and even traverse the world. Sometimes I actually prefer walking and using the grappling hook because of how good it feels. Audio is also great in this game, from the sound of the weapons to the enemy chatter. It is recommended that you turn up the volume because enemies will indicate what they are doing, and that gives you the chance to react accordingly in firefights. But the music takes the cake. It's a good blend of military and orchestral music, giving you a somewhat epic feel to the game. I'm sure long-time Halo players will understand what I mean. Graphics, however, is not up to the standard of a next-gen game, especially the grass. It just doesn't look very appealing, and even texture details are not great. This could be because I was playing it on a 1080p monitor and it might look better on higher resolution. But as it is right now, it's just okay, I guess. Overall, I think that the campaign mode is decent. I'm slightly confused with the story as I've not played Halo 3 until 5, but you can somewhat piece the story together. The story will take a little more than 10 hours to complete. However, I feel like the story's pacing is rushed. It feels like you want to know more because there is a good story here, but at the same time, it just feels like it is not the focus of the game. And because of how short the story is, it's really hard to justify the full price that you'll have to pay for this game. It is part of the Xbox Game Pass, but in Southeast Asia, if you're not living in Singapore, it's pretty hard to get your hand on a subscription. But if you have played the other Halo games, then I believe you will be very happy with the story, and maybe you can consider getting it when it's heavily on discount.